Hi, good morning to everyone. So this is FABM 2121. So let's start our lesson for today. So by the way, before we start, I just wanted to introduce myself. So I am Juluis Don Estanislao from AMA Angeles City, your OLC for this subject. Okay, so this will be the subject will be fundamentals of accountancy, business, and management too. So our topic for today will be accounting books, journal, and ledger. So with this lesson, we will know how to journalize and how to post them to the ledger. So our learning objectives is you will be able to differentiate the journal from the general ledger, and you will be able to determine the normal balances of the account. You'll be able to prepare journal entries to record basic business transaction, and you'll be able to determine balances of account using the accounts. Okay. All right. So that will be our learning objectives. So as we all know, accounting has 8 cycles. So sa mga books, accounting only has 8 cycles. But for me, accounting has 9 cycles actually. So the first one is identifying transaction. So before we proceed to journal, kasi we need to determine, or we need to analyze the transaction first before recording it. And then after we analyze the transaction, so the second one will be record it to the journal. So after analyzing or identifying the transaction, we need to record it to journal. And after that, after recording to the journal, we need to post it to our ledger. And then after posting it to the ledger, once we have the balances of each account, we need to do what we call an adjusted trial balance. And then afterwards, once we have an adjusted trial balance, tapos meron tayong mga adjustment na ginawa, we need to do our adjusting entries or the adjusted entries. And then after that, once we put our adjusting entries, we need to do our adjusted trial balance. So once adjusted trial balance has been made, so we need to proceed with financial statements. And then after financial statement, it's gonna be the closing entries or closing your books. So the reason why I said it's 9, because meron tayong tinatawag na reversing entries. So every year of each accounting cycle, we have what we call reversing entries. So we need to open the book. After we close the book, we need to open the book for the new accounting cycle. So that's why nandito siya reversing entries. Now, for the accounting equation, we all know that the accounting equation is always asset equals to liability plus equity or the capital. Or it can be asset is equals to liability plus equity plus income minus expense. So income and expense are under equity. So that's why the shortened one that we will be using is the asset equals to liability plus equity. All right, so let's proceed to journalizing. So as I've said a while ago, the first step in accounting is analyzing the transaction. So basically, once we already analyze the transaction, we need to record them to the journal. So sabi nga dito, after analyzing the business transaction, it is now time to record or journalize them. Journalizing is the second step in the accounting cycle. It is called journalizing because we use a book called Journal in recording the transaction. So this will be the difference of the journal to the ledger. So book of the original entry is our journal. Bakit kaya siya tinawag na book of the original entry? Kasi journal is a chronological record day by day of the business transaction. It is called the book of original because it is the accounting record in which financial transactions are recorded first. So sa lahat ng mga transaction na ginagawa natin, we need to record them first sa ating journal. And then once we have recorded them to the journal, we need to put them to our final entry, or the book of the final entry, which is our ledger. So sa ledger, it is called as the final entry kasi we need to sum up the total of each account. So napansin ko parang pareho ang definition niya. But anyway, so book of the final entry siya kasi dito na natin isa-sum up lahat ng mga total of each account na i-record natin sa ating succeeding accounting records. Now, a journal is the book of the original entry. So a small business entity makes use of the simplest form of journal, which is the general journal. So basically, sa mga small businesses, we are using general journal to record our transaction. So later you will see kung ano ang itsura ng journal or ang general journal. So the general journal contains the following columns, which is the date of the transaction, account titles and explanations, folio or the reference number. Ito, madalang naman natin makita to. The debit for the amounts to be debited and the credit to be amounts for the amounts to be credited. So, normally, ganito ang nilalaman ng journal natin. And then, wait, may nagjo-join. Ito ang itsura ng journal. So, as a whole, ganito ang itsura ng ating journal. So, meron tayong date, meron tayong explanation or the particulars, meron tayong folio, debit and credit side. Debit and credit side. So how to journalize transaction? So the date of the transaction is written on the date column containing the year, month, and the day of each transactions. The dates are written in systematic manner and in a chronological order. So basically, dito natin sila linalagay. Let's say, for example, the year today is 2000. So ilagay lang natin dito yung 2020. And then yung month dito. And then yung mga date dito siya. So again, year, month, and then date. So si month, let's say for example, kung January ngayon, kahit minsan beses mo lang siyang isulat. So January, tapos 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Hanggat hindi nagpapalit yung month, hindi mo naman kailangan isulat ulit yung month of January. So kahit January lang isang beses, and then yung mga dates sa loob ng January. Okay? Now, so the account to be debited is written first at the left margin of the column, titles and explanation column. The account to be credited is written indented below the debit account. A short explanation is written indented next below the credit amount. So basically, let's say for example, our first transaction is, or our debit transaction is cash. So kailangan daw muna nating isulat si debit. So mauuna si debit. Kunwari, January 1, debit cash. So cash dito. And then dito dapat nakasulat yung amount niya. And then, kunwari, yung credit natin is accounts payable. So accounts payable, dapat indented siya ng konti sa debit side natin. And then dun natin siya i-record sa credit side. So later you will see how it works. So we will have an example later on. The folio or reference number column is written to indicate the page number of the ledger in which the final entry is transferred. So ginagamit lang natin to kapag tina-transfer na natin sila sa ating ledger. And then the amount to be debited is written at the debit column opposite to the debit account. And then lastly, the amount to be credited is written to the credit opposite credit account. So like what I've said, kung debit yung amount or kung debit yung account natin, dapat debit din siya naka-record. Kung credit siya, dapat credit din siya. All right, so now let's go to the posting or the ledger. So the third step in accounting cycle is posting, which is the ledger. When we post, we transfer the information from the journal. So kukunin natin lahat ng info natin sa journal natin and then transferred it to the ledger. A general ledger is known as the book of final entry and composed of group of accounts. So basically, ganito naman ang itsura ni ledger. So date and then explanation, folio debit, and then date, explanation, folio credit. So tinatawag din siyang T account kasi ito yung gitna. Tapos each account kailangan tig-isa-isa silang T accounts. So later we will see if paano nga ba ginagawa yon. So how to post transaction to the ledger. From the journal, look for the corresponding account title in the general ledger. Wait lang. Then transfer the date, explanation, and amount to the ledger. So debit accounts are posted on the debit side, and then debit side of the ledger, and credit accounts are posted on the credit side of the ledger. So later, you will see how to post transactions to the ledger. So the page number of the journal in which the information was taken from is placed in the folio or reference column of the ledger. Then the page number of the ledger where the information was posted is placed in the folio for reference column of the journal. So basically, yung folio ginagamit natin siya just to make sure na yung mga accounts natin sa journal is na-transfer siya properly sa ledger. Kumbaga yun yung pinaka-sign natin na na-post na natin yung transaction na to sa ating ledger. So the account should be footed first before the preparation of the trial balance. So when we say footed, dapat naka-total na siya debit and credit side. So it is also important to know yung ating mga normal balances ng account para alam natin kung saan natin siya i-foot. So let's say for example si cash, ang normal balance ni cash is debit. So dapat yung lahat ng credit i-minus natin sila sa debit and then i-foot natin siya under debit lang. So in order to determine the ending balance of each account using the T accounts, the beginning balance is plotted in the appropriate debit or credit side. So ito ngayon sinasabi ko. So we should know the normal balances of each account so that we know if saan natin siya i-foot or saan natin siya ilalagay once we transfer them to the unadjusted trial balance. Okay, so before we proceed, we need to know the normal balances of each account. So asset accounts are always has a debit normal balance account. So, pero meron tayong mga credit side which are the contra asset accounts. So our contra asset accounts are the allowance for bad debts, accumulated depreciation. So iba-ibang accumulated depreciation yan. So yung mga accumulated depreciation, ito yung mga mostly mga gamit sa ating business like the store equipment, land, transportation equipment, buildings, mga ganun, furnitures and fixtures. So each transaction meron silang accumulated or each non-current account, so tawag sila sa kanila is mga non-asset accounts, or non-current asset accounts. So normally meron silang depreciation. So meron silang accumulated depreciation each month or sometimes each year. So liability accounts are always credit accounts or credit balance. Equity accounts are credit balance and withdrawals are debit. So income account are credit balance and then expenses are debit balance. So ito yung summary niya. So if you will see, kapag asset, nag-increase siya sa debit, nag-decrease siya sa credit. Kapag liability, increase siya sa credit and then decrease siya sa debit. Owner's capital, increase siya sa credit and then debit is decreasing. So withdrawals, debit increase, credit decrease. Income, credit increase, debit increase. And expense, debit increase, credit increase. So sabi niya, when an account that normally has a credit balance actually has a debit balance. So ang ibig sabihin nito, kung, let's say for example, kung si cash, ang normal balance niya is debit balance tapos nalagay mo siya sa credit, you will incur an error. So that's why it is very important na kabisado natin ang ating mga normal balances of each account. Okay, so compound journal entry. So compound journal entry, an entry that involves two accounts only, one debit and one credit is called the simple journal entry. I'm sorry. So basically a simple journal entry, it involves two accounts only, which is one for debit and one for credit. However, for the compound journal entry, it requires more than two accounts. So minsan, meron siyang dalawang debit, isang credit, or dalawang credit, isang debit, or dalawang debit, dalawang credit. So kapag ganun na nangyari, that is considered as a compound journal entry. So here's going to be our example for today that we will be doing. So meron akong pin-prepare dito na Excel for so kakopy ko to. I will be just preparing the Excel that I've made for our journal entries. All right, so this will be our, let's say that this will be our general journal, and this will be the transactions a while ago. So pinaste ko siya dito. So sabi niya dito, on February 1st, 2016, the following beginning balances were correctly determined from the previous accounting period of Vicente Repair Shop. So these are the beginning balances now. So beginning balances will be posted later in our ledger. So let's focus first sa mga transactions. So transactions during February 2016 are, so let's see. Sabi niya dito, rendered services to X company for 15,000 and received cash payment on the same date. So ano kaya ang ating debit at ano kaya ang ating credit? So sabi niya, 2016, Feb, ano yung date natin? Feb 2. Rendered service to X company for 15,000 and receive cash payment on the same date. So nag-render daw siya ng service and naka-receive din daw siya ng cash on the same day. So basically, we need to debit cash. How much? 15,000. And then what will be our credit? It's gonna be service revenue. It's gonna be for 15,000. So explanation, rendered service to X company. So ganito ang proper journalizing of entries. Dapat meron tayong debit at meron tayong credit. Nakuha ba natin? All right. So now let's move to the second transaction. So sabi niya, paid rental for the month amounting to 3,500. So nagbayad daw tayo ng rent for the amount of 3,500. So that is February 4. So kapag nag-journalize tayo, after one journal entry, we need to skip one para medyo clear ang ating journal. Now, what would be the debit of this one? So February 4, sabi niya, paid rental for the month amounting to 3,500. So gumastos daw tayo, nagbayad daw tayo ng rent natin for the amount of 3,500. What will be the debit? It should be rent expense. How much? 3,500. And the credit one is, anong credit natin? So the problem is silent, so it is cash. Kasi binayaran natin through cash. So explanation, paid rent. Now, next one. Collected accounts receivable from Y company amounting to 30,000. The amount included in the beginning balance as of February 1 stated above. So nakakolekta daw tayo ng 30,000. So what will be the debit? So syempre nakakolekta tayo ng utang. Collected accounts receivable. So our debit will be, so that is February 5. So since nakakolekta tayo, makaka-receive tayo ng cash. At ang na-receive natin is 30,000. And then ano kaya ang ating credit side? Anyone? Okay, so since nakakolekta tayo, mababawasan ang ating mga kinokolekta. So mababawasan ang ating accounts receivable ng 30,000. Collected accounts. Okay pa ba? Nagigets pa bang dito? Okay, cool. So now next, let's move to February 10. Sabi niya, rendered service to Jose on account. So nag-render daw tayo ng service, parang pinagsilbihan daw natin sila, pero hindi sila agad nagbayad. Kumbaga parang ginawa nilang utang. So 18,000 daw to be collected on March 2016. So ano kaya ang magiging transactions natin? Or magiging accounts natin? So that is February 10. Nag-render daw tayo ng service. So pero hindi agad sila nagbayad. So meaning meron tayong receivable sa kanila for the amount of 18,000. And then our credit side, this will be our service revenue. So katulad lang siya ng first transaction natin, rendered service, kaso ito, binayaran siya kaagad, kaya dinebit natin is cash. Dito naman kasi, hindi siya binayaran, in-on-account siya, kaya dinebit muna natin yung accounts receivable. Kumbaga, future collections natin sila. So, rendered service on account. Okay pa ba? All right, so let's move. Let's go to 15. So sabi niya, on February 15, paid salaries of staff. So nagbayad daw tayo ng sweldo ng ating mga trabahador. So ang ating debit is salaries expense. So how much? It's gonna be 7,000. And then, ano kayang credit side natin? So the credit side will be cash. So since hindi naman yung sinabi na on account, so we need to assume that it is cash. Kapag walang sinabing on account, lagi siyang cash. Okay? All right. So February 18. So sabi niya dito, paid accounts payable to marine company amounting to 5,000. So the amount was included in the beginning balance of February 1st, 2016 stated above. So sabi niya daw, nagbayad daw siya ng utang ng 5,000 kay marine company. So ano kaya ang ating debit? So our debit will be accounts payable. Kasi nagbawas tayo ng utang natin kaya mababawas din ng mga kautangan natin by debiting accounts payable and then credit cash kasi cash ang pinambayad natin ng utang. So that is for 5,000. So paid account. All right, so the last transaction will be February 20. Sabi niya, rendered service to Maria Company for 23,000 cash. So, nagtrabaho daw tayo kay Maria and nakareceive tayo ng 23,000 cash. So, since sinabi niya, nakareceive tayo ng cash, that will be, yes, Anna May? Which one? Which account receivable, Anna May? Okay, let's proceed. So, for February 20, naka-receive daw tayo ng service for cash. So, basically, cash ang napindot, sabi ko na. Cash ang binayad nila. So, kaya i-debit natin si cash ng 23,000 and then credit service revenue. So, by the way, revenues are the incomes. Kaya kina-credit natin ng incomes natin dito. Kasi kinita natin siya. Right. So, these are the transaction. These are the transaction for the month of February of these of X company. I mean of Vicente Repair Shop, I'm sorry. So now, since we are done with the journal, so we need to record them sa ating ledger na tayo. So for the ledger, so kukunin ko muna yung ledger natin. So si ledger, ganito ang itsura niya. Meron siyang isang debit and meron siyang isang credit. As you can see, meron ako nilagay na cash dito kasi cash ang ating unang i-record sa ating ledger. So what we're going to do now is we will need to check all of the cash transaction na nangyari dito. And then once we have recorded them, we need to put a sign na na-record na siya dito. So let's say for example, ang cash natin is reference number 1 siya. So, kuwari number 1. And natingnan mo din natin dito kung meron tayong beginning balance kay cash. So, sabi dito, meron daw beginning balance si cash ng 25,000 dito. So, what we need to do is we need to put here beginning balance, 25,000. Okay ba yan? Nafa-follow pa? Okay. So now let's check. So dito meron tayong cash transactions sa February 2, which is debit siya. So we need to debit 15,000 sa ating ledger. So balik tayo ng ledger. So punta tayo dito. Sabi niya, February 2. Meron daw tayong 15,000 na na-receive na cash. So na-record na natin yun, kaya lalagyan natin siya ng sign na record na siya. Now, let's see other cash transaction. So dito meron daw cash transaction, credit side naman daw siya. So we need to post it first to the ledger. So that is February 4. So Feb 4, that's a credit side of 3,500. So hiwalay si debit kay credit. Now, next one will be, okay, so since na-record na natin yon, so we need to put a sign. Then, hanap pa tayo ng cash transaction. So meron pang cash dito. So February 5, meron daw na-receive na 30,000 cash. So kukunin natin siya. I-record natin siya sa ating ledger. That is February 5, 30,000. And after recording, lagyan natin ulit ng sign na na-record na siya sa ledger para hindi tayo nalilito. So next, we need to find another cash transaction. So meron dito sa February 15 for 7,000. So we need to go back to the ledger again. February 14, meron daw nagbayad siya ng 7,000. So credit siya. So after that na naman, we need to put a sign na na-record na siya. Next, meron na naman cash credit dito. So we need to go back again to the ledger. And the date is February 15 for 5,000. Then go back to the journal. Lagyan natin ng sign. And then the last one is, meron ulit cash, 23,000 naman nung Feb 20. So I'm sorry, Feb 18 pala to. So Feb 20, meron daw siyang na-receive na 23,000. Now, kailangan natin silang i-sum up. So ano ang total nito? Hindi ko siya makita. So meron tayong 15,500 sa ating credit side. And then, dito naman, meron tayong 9,300. So i-deduct natin si 15,500. So lagyan natin siya ng mark para hindi siya masyadong nakakalito. So ito galing siya sa credit side. Ito yon, okay? So now, so the total cash that we have for the month is only 77,500 na lang. So let me share the screen a while ago. Okay. So nakikita ba ulit? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's continue. So after deducting the debit to the credit side, Lagyan nga natin na sila ng sign para hindi sila masyadong So this will be the total of our cash at the end of the month. So lagyan natin siya ng double row. So 70. Ay, mali. So we have a total of 77,500 at the end of the month after deducting all of the credit side to the debit side. And then, as I said a while ago, the normal side of cash is debit since it is an asset account. So, tuloy-tuloy lang yan, pare-pareho lang yan up until the next or the last transaction. So our next transaction will be accounts receivable. So we need to put here accounts receivable. Okay, so now since we are done with cash, so let's proceed with accounts receivable. So ganun din, we will just check sa ating journal yung lahat ng accounts receivable transaction natin. So let's start. So let's see pala kung meron siyang beginning balance. So meron beginning balance na 100,000 ang ating accounts receivable. So that will be the first thing that we will need to record. So we will be putting here beginning balance 100,000. Now let's proceed in recording. Okay, so let's see. Asan kaya mga accounts receivable natin? Ito. So sa accounts receivable, meron tayong accounts receivable ng February 5. So we need to record it. So it is on a debit side siya. So punta tayo ng ledger. I-debit natin February 5. Ay. That's gonna be for 30,000. And then after recording it, lagyan natin ng sign. 2 ang lalagay natin para hindi tayo malito. So lahat ng 2 are accounts receivable. So dito, naka-receive tayo ng accounts receivable, 18,000 debit. So punta tayo sa ating ledger. Anong date nga ba yun? February 10. So Feb 10, meron tayong, is it 15,000? Yeah. 18,000. So 18,000 siya. Now, let's go back to the journal and then we will put a sign there na na-record na siya. Then maghanap pa tayo ng ating accounts receivable. Yun na lang ba? Meron pa ba? Wala na. So wala na tayong accounts receivable. So we can already compute the accounts receivable. So ito na yung amount ng ating credit side. So ang gagawin na lang natin, lalagyan na natin siya ng mark na credit siya. And then total natin ng dalawa. So meron tayong 118,000. Kaso meron tayong credit na 30,000. So that's gonna be 88,000. So at the end of the month, meron tayong 88,000 na accounts receivable. Nakaka-follow pa? Now, let's check the journal. So for posting to the ledger, we need to make sure na na assets muna ang ating i-record, and then liabilities, and then our equities. Okay, so since tapos na tayo sa ating accounts receivable, so let's see if meron pa tayong asset account dito. So wala na tayong asset account. So we can already proceed with the liabilities account now, which is the accounts payable. By the way, dito pala sa ating beginning balance, meron pa tayong isang asset dito, which is the office equipment. And we also need to put that to our ledger. So basically, gagawin lang natin. Office equipment. Office equipment, and then beginning balance niya is how much? 50,000. So and then pwede tayong mag-proceed sa ating accounts payable since wala na tayong mga asset accounts. Okay, so let's go back to our ledger and let's all look for the accounts payable transactions. So asa na kayo mga accounts payable dito? So eto. So on the 18, meron tayong accounts payable, but let's see first kung meron siyang beginning balance. Yes, meron siyang beginning balance na 35,000. So we need to record the beginning balance first, and the normal balance of the accounts payable is credit side. So sa credit natin siya i-record. How much? 35,000. Cool. So now let's go back. So on the 18th, meron tayong accounts payable dito na binayaran for 5,000. So we need to debit accounts payable. So Feb 18, 5,000. So once we're done, we need to put a code. So let's put 3. So yun lang bang accounts payable transaction natin? Wala na, right? Okay. So wala na tayong accounts payable transaction. So we can already sum them up. So at the end of the year, meron tayong 30,000 na accounts payable. Now, meron pa ba tayong mga payable accounts for mga liabilities account? Let's check. So I believe wala na tayong mga liabilities account. So we can proceed na sa ating capital. So ang ating capital is 140,000. So we need to include this as well in our ledger. So Vicente capital. So the normal balance of the capital is credit side. So that is 140,000. All right. So next, we can proceed sa ating mga service revenues. So konti na lang. So let's go sa ating ledger again. So let's put service revenues. Okay, so for the service revenue, normally wala sila mga beginning balances dahil naka-close sila at the end of the cycle. Kaya kung makikita nyo dito sa ating unang page, wala tayong beginning balance kay service revenue. So let's check our services revenue. So the first one is nung February 2 siya nag-incur. So let's record February 2. Magkano daw? That is 15,000. So lagyan natin siya ng 4, meaning na-record na siya. And then let's look for other service revenue. So nung 10, meron din tayo for 18,000. So let's record it. February 10, 18,000. San pa? Na-record na to. So meron din tayo dito nung 20 for 23,000. So let's go back to the ledger. 20, then 23,000. Meron pa ba? So wala ng service revenue. So we can already total the service revenue now. So the total of our service revenue is 56,000. All right. So now, after ng mga service revenue, we need to record our expenses. So we have 2 expenses here. So sa mga expenses, kanya-kanya dapat sila. Kanya-kanyang ledger din sila. Kasi iba't ibang expenses ang mga yan. So the first expense that we incur is the rent expense, I believe. So let's go back to the journal. So meron tayong rent expense na 3,500. And the normal balances of rent expense are debit side. So let's go to the ledger. Kailan nga ba nag-incur? It's on February 4. So let's record February 4. How much? It's 3,500. Right. Now, the next one will be the salaries expense. For the salaries expense, kailan ba siya nag-incur? Wait, rent expense meron na siya. So 5. And then salaries, nung 15. So, re-record natin siya sa and this is 7,000. Right. So there you go. We're done recording our transactions from journal to the ledger. So once we're done with this one, then we can already prepare our adjusted trial balance. All right. So that will be the lesson for today, which is journalizing and posting it to the ledger. Feb 20, wala na po, sir. Feb 15. Oo nga. Feb 15. Yes. Na-record naman natin sila lahat. So, for us to know kung na-record naman sila lahat, makikita naman natin yung mga binigyan nating folio dito. Na-recorded na sila. So, kung wala naman tayong na-miss dito, it means recorded na sila lahat sa ating ledger. So, that's gonna be the process of how to do journal and ledger.